Look at the playoff picture here. First, KC second. That guy's still third, even if they lost. I'm sorry, he's joking. I'm talking in the locker room about self-scouting. We did on our bye week a while back, yeah. I'm frustrated that we didn't do a good job getting Tyreek the ball. We didn't solve our problem. That's on me, yeah. That's some bullshit.
It's Week 18 of the NFL, and we've got the Dolphins' speedy running back. He's now able to call himself a 1,000-yard rusher for the season. It's the Dolphins and the Steelers on Sunday night primetime.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they've got a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Pittsburgh. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get away?
Come on, no-name defense. Let's go.
Always more eyes on these night games, and they started it off nicely there on that run.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Don't think for a second these players don't know and understand that. They want to impress their peers across the league. They also want to win the ball game. That's the way to get things going.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like?
What the fuck are y'all doing, guys?
Both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching
All right, guys. Settle
they
down.
predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Here's Fields. Finding Pickens for another catch. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now we'll pause for an injury here. That's George Pickens, the receiver who's in some discomfort. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Now it's Fields off the bootleg. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers put the night's first points.
Guys, what was that?
As they take the early lead.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. Extra
What was that, guys?
by Boswell, and that makes the score 7-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
That was horrible.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it?
Sorry,
2
TT.
touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. You look at this Steeler defense. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And the focus now is making sure that they're hitting on all cylinders as they head into the playoffs. And that means they've got to stop the run better. Because playoff football, often means running football. So they've got to be prepared for that.
There's a short one caught by Ryman. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. The Dolphins at 14-2 heading into this final week. They've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They run for the first time with Ty Chandler. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. But also the 2 tight ends, they block well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
On play action, here's Tua. Got his man, it's Thornton. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Up the middle, Achane. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play.
Yeah.
They set up the screen. Achane has it.
It's ready? Okay.
Another first
All right, good job, guys.
Tackles made at the Steelers' 17-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Tua. Completes this one to Thornton. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll run. Achane. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. This guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
Achane once more. And he takes it.
Good job.
For a Dolphin touchdown. Devon Achane with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
All right, defense, let's go, no name.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Steelers offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. And we show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive
Ready to pop him. Get that guy. Good blitz.
What will they do this offseason? What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific last week in the victory over Buffalo.
Yeah, they held them completely out of the end zone, just held them to a field goal. So they're not just hoping for a repeat here. They're hoping to do it even better. A shutout is their goal.
Come on, guys. What are y'all doing?
That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 35-yard line. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. You talk about this Miami defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. One in running the ball, one in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
And he is out of bounds inside.
Come on, guys.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup
Good tackle.
trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the
KC
ball.
blitz, baby.
I think they're going to win those, too.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They'll try and run with a fullback, Johnson. And he's going to be dumped there, but he does have a first down.
That's some
I
bullshit.
don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Well, they needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
He's got his tight end Fryermuth over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. It comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Here's 2nd and 10. Fields. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
Fields now to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he will not be able to get the first.
All right, good tackle system.
Down to the 5. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll be 4th down. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Boswell's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So the Dolphins offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season. As this year's playoffs play out anything like the regular season has gone, could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look 3
What the hell was that? Come
it's always
on.
right here, right now.
Hey,
Forget
Chan.
that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He's going to let this one go deep. That's going to be knocked.
That's my bomb.
And incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Tua. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known the points won't come so easy again.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. This is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. We hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. From the 22 now, here's the 2nd down and 6. To throw is Fields. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get.
Come on, guys. What are we doing?
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well.
You're not getting to the quarterback, fellas.
(10-7) our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3. Here's Fields. A short one there with Freiermuth. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers first down as he'll get this up to midfield.
Hey, guys, we're not playing too good.
The size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage.
What are y'all doing, guys? Come on.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
About 3 yards there to the 27.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you,
all right, guys, let's go.
Right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
The drive starts with a run from H.A. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Right back to Achane on second down. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on third down. So far, only allowed one conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Runs through the contact. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here comes the Pittsburgh Steelers and running back Najee Harris. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
You can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now it's Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers 1st down as he's up to the 40-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 8. Off play action, Fields. Here's Freiermuth again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice. Is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball.
We got to pick that off.
Offense is moving a little bit, having back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Now Fields. And that's dropped underneath for Wilson. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They snap it to Fields. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And able to get this to the 31.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Being chased out left.
Why are you backing up? Come up and tackle him.
He flashes it there as he scrambles for the 1st down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
Wilson with a first down carry. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. Then everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Come on, guys. Get to the damn quarterback. Come on, no-name defense. That's some bullshit.
As percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Fields.
Oh, come on,
He's going
guys.
to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Ain't nobody switching players. That's some
Justin
bullshit.
Fields, 22 yards. And the Steelers are able to stretch out their lead.
This is a great decision right here.
Now switch. Why ain't nobody switching?
Left, and he knows if he waits too long,
guys.
the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Boswell for the extra point.
It's 2 lucky touchdowns. We're bullshitting around, guys.
The lead is now 13.
We're bullshitting around, guys.
As a 12-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a 1st down. From the gun, it's Tua. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa steps away to his left. Throw left side taken in by Palmer. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to pass. Tua. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith.
I'm taking my 4th and 10.
He'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And this defense will take over right at midfield. The Steelers' offense and quarterback Justin Fields heading back out there. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. From the 50, here's Fields. Over the middle, it's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now in the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Fights off the defender. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
You guys are not switching players, guys.
For a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. Setting up the screen, Harris.
Oh, come on, guys. They had the guy for a loss. Come on.
Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Here's Fields. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Now a timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. Fields throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete.
Come on, guys.
The Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Fields to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw again. And in for the Steelers. Touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly.
Guys, they still a stink. What are y'all doing?
Made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Completes this one to Thornton. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go until halftime. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Play action. Now it's Tua. There's a short one caught by Ryman. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's brought down.
Now you want to catch the ball, you shithead.
In the Steel City with the Steelers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where you see the final score there. Zach Charbonnet, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Christian Watson leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. C.J. Stroud, excellent in the W, as his guys get victory number 12 on the year. We got an excellent first half from the dynamic quarterback, Justin Fields. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys had the lead at halftime. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These 2 teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Out to his left. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Now Tua. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far. Well, if they have any designs of getting back into this football,
We ain't been hitting the lineman all fucking year. Now somebody hitting the lineman. Something wrong. Fucking shit.
Not much happening here, and it'll lead to a 4th down.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. On the return, here's Agnew. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Fields now to throw. And there's a quick throw caught by Andrews. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
He'll let it fly for Austin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they nearly get this all the way.
Come on, you're right there. Flowers.
Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
They'll run straight ahead with Wilson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go.
To throw is Fields. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Fields. A dump off. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Big pop.
Well, number 1 on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the 3rd. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the ball away when you have a lead that you can lock this game down with.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Got his man, it's Thornton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And oh, that nearly...
Come on, TT. Watch what you're doing.
But it falls down to the ground, incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
Off the play action, Tagovailoa. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Completes this one to Meredith. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. His 4th rushing touchdown on the campaign, number 7 overall. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Lutz with the extra point, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. On play action, Fields. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop him. But we've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage, and that time they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
A short one there to Freiermuth. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing communication.
Come on, guys. What are y'all doing?
To each defender.
We're not playing defense today.
Even though it was complete.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Back to throw, Fields. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Wilson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Now this airmail to the sideline. It's incomplete, and there don't appear to be any flags forthcoming. Maybe a little fortunate there. It's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. To the air again, Fields. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football.
Miami set to take over. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll run for it with Achane. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now, 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together, a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Tua sets up to pass it. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On play action, here's Tua. Out left and complete to Thornton. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to the ground, Achane. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Gets it to Meredith, complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential, but when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Tua going to throw.
Take my 4th and 4. God damn it, y'all hit the ball.
Well, the other day they told us we've got
JT, watch the crossing.
Every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
That's my last 4th and 4. God damn it, guys.
35. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So the drive will indeed continue. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Oh, I don't don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
Tua setting up shop to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Palmer. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Achane. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. 40 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On 1st down, back to Achane. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He gets it over the middle to Palmer. Just a gain of a couple there. And it's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tua.
God damn it. Wrong button.
Get it to him. It's incomplete.
This defense knows 4th quarter, they need to make the play. That one was
You didn't even run the right pattern.
Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that gets him back within 10.
Still could have been a good throw. You didn't run the pattern.
For him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff.
Guys, you got to play defense right here.
And the Steelers
interception, no name.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. A give, this is Wilson. They do get a yard there, but only a yard leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Fields.
Oh, come on, guys.
That's complete.
Play defense.
Past the 45. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Here's Fields. Going right back to Wilson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last two plays.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Here's Andrews. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 24-yard line. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They
That is some bullshit.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
Come on, guys. What was
Steelers look
that?
like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big fourth quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one,
so now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete.
and they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Tua. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. Here's Tua looking deep downfield. And it's incomplete.
They can't catch it now.
And they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Andrews. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now it's Fields. And he's got his man.
That is some bullshit.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jamal Agnew, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he returns this to the 22. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, here we sit, Week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 2. Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Two to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. From midfield, here's Tua. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Looking to pass. Tua. That's complete to Palmer. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it 2nd down. Achane gets it from the gun. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Trying to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive, because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Tua and the Dolphins offense staying put. They'll go for 2. Tua going to try and throw for it. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Steeler offense set to regain possession. If they can score here, they have a chance to make this a 3-possession game and all but put things to bed. The drive begins with a handoff to Andrews. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
He finds his man, complete. That's Webster. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Take it in at the 22. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, they've certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
Tua sets up to pass it. Now he's loose at the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
To throw one incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time diving all night.
Out left and complete to Thornton. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 22-yard line. From the gun, it's Tua. Gets it to Meredith, complete.
It'll go very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Got his man, it's Thornton. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Tua. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins get a bit closer.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as he'll try to get it to a one-score game with a 2-point conversion. Now Tua. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a one-score game. And hold the phone now. This game isn't over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense because you've got to get the ball into the end zone.
So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it.
Illegal touching. Offense.
A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go 10.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the big return had them fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And able to get this out to the 25. So Tua and the Dolphins down by 11. A little over a minute and a half remaining. Their long win streak in great peril as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing Tua. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, they're not going to go quietly. That's a big play right there. 2 scores down. They're not out of this, but they've got to move.
Well, there's still hope, but it's dwindling fast. No timeouts left. They need 2 scores still. 1st and 10 here. There's Tua. That's completed right side to Palmer. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. LHN on 1st and 10. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29.
Oh, man, he ain't got it bound.
That was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind he hits like a linebacker.
That's
see a
some
lot of
bullshit.
that
I got him out of bounds.
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss.
That's some fucking bullshit. These
Well,
sorry ass Steelers. God damn it,
A
guys.
lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visited and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for the Steelers, they do get the victory here in the season finale, but it was all to...
Wow, I got a lot of people hurt, man. Ain't that bad a bitch? I had lost first place. No, you motherfucker should have won that game. God damn it. It's some bullshit. What just happened? Mm-hmm.